Hey guys, Jay Hoyt here. Before we get into today's video, after checking the stats, over 80% of you guys are not even subscribed. So make sure to go down below, check. Are you subscribed? Is it your first time here? Well, hit that subscribe button and enjoy the video. What's on, guys? Jay Hoyt back with you. Today, welcome back to episode number 24 of our franchise mode with the Anaheim Ducks. We are back here at the start of the off season, and if you guys missed the last two episodes, we're kind of rolling these off one after the other. We're trying to get one more year in before next week, before NHL 24 comes out. We want to give it our all-in mentality here, trying to get the best squad possible. So we're sitting here at the start of the, like I said, of the draft, and I do want to mention before we get into it here, so of course, as we saw in last episode, we did win the President's Trophy with a record of 55, 21, and 6. And then I also had a look through the awards, which is usually not something I put in the video. However, we actually did have a winner of a trophy here. The Bill Masterson Trophy is going over to our recently acquired defenseman. I think it's Nathan Harold, our top line left defenseman. So if you guys don't know, the Bill Masterson awarded to the player who best shows the qualities of perseverance, sportsmanship, and dedication to hockey is the Bill Masterson Trophy. So congrats to Harold there. Obviously, just coming into the team and already winning a trophy is pretty cool. So as far as the team goes and the draft goes, draft's probably not going to be too much of anything crazy. Maybe try to look for some trades just to try to get some, quality depth pieces in and see if there's anything that we could get for cheap. And if not, we'll probably just move on to the re-sign stage and free agency. So like expected, the draft was relatively quiet, nothing real crazy. Now, if they were playing for the next few years, we had a few, decent prospects that were gems, 17 years old that, probably will have some decent trade value or would be great in a future trade. But with being kind of all in this year, we didn't really have too much. So everyone was re-signed with the exception of Mitkov, who is an RFA, and then Lucas Dostal. I thought I signed him to an extension this last year, but apparently I didn't, or he just rejected it, and I just thought he accepted it. I'm not sure. So he is testing free agency, and that's where it kind of gets tough because he wants a big contract, right? $3 million, $3.125 million, and as well as Stellaris, we had him as a depth piece. So just in case we don't get Dostal back, we have Stellaris, who has been a trusted backup for the last long time, right? So he was with New York last year, but we signed him the year before. He played well. Even the year before that, he still had really good numbers. Before that, he was doing fine. Before that, he was doing fine. And then this is even before he was with us. So he's been around a little bit. He's always been a quality backup. And, I have full confidence that just in case Dostal's not there, that he could step in that role. And, of course, some depth for the AHL. As far as the skaters go, we tried to sign Fowler to a one-year contract of $1 million. Probably not going to go through because he does want way more than that. And then Brian Rust. So trying to get another forward in there to kind of fill in that fourth line right wing spot as well as more depth. So we're going to simulate a couple of days here, kind of see what happens. We might have to make a couple of moves to make it all go through. But for the most part, a relatively quiet offseason so far. So we did save the offseason with a big re-signing. Dostal is back with us. We didn't really do too much other than that, right? Just got some depth pieces, secured some guys for our AHL team. Like I said, that depth is kind of all we really needed. We did secure Brian Rust as well, so he'll be down there on that fourth line. And going into the preseason, lineup looks pretty much the same. Only person missing is Danault. He's currently scratched, just to kind of give some guys some play time. And here's kind of the big thing of what it was last year was Danault was on our fourth line. We had Anderson down there as well. And, once we kind of got to the point of, we had too many players, and kind of no injuries. Now, once we had injuries, obviously the guys got in the lineup, but for now, Palat is an 81 overall, and being 37 years old, you wouldn't really expect him to play every game or to be that main guy on the third line. But at the same time last year, he was our best, or he did the best since 48 points. I mean, we're looking at since we first started this franchise mode. So obviously his role kind of got diminished on some other teams. We got him. He performed great. But how will he do this year, right? And it might not be an every game thing. It might kind of be like a month here, month there, or just like every few weeks or something. But we'll try to get him and Anderson kind of just swapping back and forth. Get them both some playing time. And obviously once, playoffs come, assuming we get there, then we will, of course, kind of figure out who better fits our team. So going forward, this will be the lineup for at least the preseason. It's the exact same team as last year, like I said, with one addition of Brian Rust for the third line. And I wish I could put him up a little bit more just so he fits a little bit better. But he is going to be there, like I said, on that fourth line. Our defense, we're going to try out the kids on the third line just to start. Of course, we still have all the rest of the guys, but I do want to give Martinson and Bentley some playing time. Bentley most likely will be up here. Martinson, I'd like to get him up here and get him some playing time. So preseason's the time to do that. And like I said, they don't really fit on the scheme, but either way, neither did Bentley, and he actually performed pretty decent last year. So pretty excited. Like I said, we did get Dostal back. 2 years, $2.5 million. Eventually, he lowered his asking price, and we got him. So that's just awesome. Other than that, Peterson, Deneau, and we did get Cam Fowler under a smaller contract. So he will be a depth piece for us. Will he start in the NHL? Probably not. He'll probably be in the AHL. But for now, that's our roster, right? I know we said we're going all in, and we were kind of expecting, kind of a crazy signing or trade or whatever it may be. But, it didn't kind of work out, right? The guys that would fit in our team, we couldn't. And obviously we got plenty of cap rooms. Maybe once it comes trade deadline, then we can upgrade a Palat or upgrade an Anderson or upgrade a Rust or something like that. But for now, we're going to start the season like this. Pretty much the same team as last year. And we'll go forward, hopefully get a little bit farther, win the Stanley Cup this time, not just the President's Trophy, but actually get to the final goal of the Stanley Cup. But that's going to do it for today's video. If you did enjoy, hit the like button down below if you haven't yet, or if you're brand new here, make sure to subscribe, turn on post notifications on so you never miss an upload, and don't forget, you can always change your mind later. With all that being said, guys, we'll see you in the next one.
In the shadows.